everyone, it's Maki here. I'm delighted to be able to interact with Gundam fans around the world through program production. Just the other day, I received some tips for program production in the comments. The Gundam series often delves deeper into events and settings in the novel versions. However, I've learned that in some language regions, the publication of the novels is often interrupted midway through the story. I'm thinking of preparing programs to discuss such issues. The Gundam Seed series is also nearing its movie release date. Staff at the time often said things like the following. Creating the Gundam Seed series was an incredibly challenging task, and as a result, the TV anime was completed under difficult circumstances. Therefore, there are many elements that can be hard to grasp if you only watch the TV anime. In this episode, we will discuss the scene in the Gundam Seed story, where Lacus Klein entrusts Kira Yamato with the Freedom Gundam, taking into account what is said in the novel. In the TV anime, after having a few abstract conversations, Lacus makes the decision to hand over the Freedom Gundam to Kira. The novel version provides a bit more nuanced depiction of this event. Some time has passed since the decisive battle between the Stray Gundam and the Aegis Gundam. Kira wakes up in Lacus Klein's residence. A confused Kira is greeted by Lacus, and Priest Mayo, who is also present, speaks to him as well. It was Mayo who brought Kira to Lacus's place, and it is revealed that he had heard about Kira from Lacus. What exactly Lacus told Mayo is not clearly explained. Priest Mayo took an interest in Kira and sent him to Lacus's residence for recuperation. We may need to consider what taking an interest means. According to the novel, Mayo is a person who has a significant relationship with the term seed, an acronym for Superior Evolutionary Element Destined Factor. This term itself was born in the world of Gundam Seed in the past. It is not elaborated upon, but it is described as something presented in academic circles in the past but forgotten by people. Priest Mayo has incorporated this concept into his own beliefs. And Mayo tells Lacus and Kira, "You both are bearers of seed." This statement from Mayo is quite intriguing. Kira and Dathran activate their seed abilities in the heat of battle. Inside their cockpits, they display these powers. No one else besides us, the audience, has confirmed the activation of seed abilities. Perhaps Mayo is able to sense those who bear seed. Please note that this includes my personal interpretation and is not official information. Priest Mayo appears as a blind man who has lost his eyesight. In the world of fiction, not limited to the Gundam series characters, who are blind often have some specific intention behind their condition. Many can perceive things that are not visible to the naked eye. It's possible that Mayo possesses the ability to sense those who carry seed again. As I mentioned earlier, this includes my personal interpretation. To Kira, who is tormented by the belief that he has taken Athran's life, Lacus poses questions. Did you kill Athran? Did you intend to kill Athran? But isn't that inevitable? Isn't it unavoidable in a situation called war? Weren't you both just fighting entities classified as enemies? Lacus's words might seem comforting to the anguished Kira, as if to say it couldn't be helped. However, her expression tells a different story, one that is detailed in the novel version. There was no trace of surprise or scorn, emotions one might expect from someone whose fiancé's life had been taken. No semblance of revulsion at the fact that close friends had tried to take each other's lives could be discerned. However, there was also an absence of the tender, enveloping kindness that Kira had seen in her up to this point. She directed a sharp, incisive gaze at him, tinged with cold rationality. Confused by Lacus's words, Kira starts to search for the meaning behind why he fought. He spent some time at Lacus's residence. In the TV anime, the passage of time is indicated by Kira's improving condition, walking again despite his severe injuries, and the reduction of bandages. During his time at Lacus's place, conversations between him and Lacus continue. Again, she poses a question to a struggling Kira. Aren't there many beings you are able to protect when you fought? Lacus doesn't offer any placating lies or superficial words of encouragement. She speaks only the sobering facts. Kira later reflects in hindsight, I might have been waiting for a moment to come to a conclusion and take the step forward myself. It may be a slightly different interpretation than her image, but I think Lacus was looking for someone capable to fight alongside her. Of course, the content I'm about to share contains a lot of my personal interpretation. Please consider it as one viewpoint. I believe Lacus genuinely cared for Kira and approached him with genuine compassion. I think this is her true intention on this point as well. When Kira questions, is it alright for me to be here? Lacus responds with a form of course. If Kira wished for peace, Lacus would have respected that wish to the best of her ability. However, Lacus had seen the strong determination within Kira. From the incident where Kira rescued her when she was being used as a hostage, and their conversations during his recovery, she discerned Kira's true nature as a person. And as Kira felt, I believe she thought he was waiting for the moment to make a decision and step forward. I also think that Mayo bringing Kira, a seed bearer, to Lacus's residence was related to Lacus's intentions. As detailed in the novel, Kira was secretly brought to Lacus's residence while keeping his identity hidden. This was a risky move. At that time, Lacus's father Seagull Crying and Patrick Zar were not openly antagonistic. However, with actions like deceptive maneuvers around the Operation Speedbreak, they were essentially in a hostile relationship. In an event that occurred a bit later, as soon as suspicion of rebellion arose around Lacus Crying, her residence was ransacked and assassins were dispatched. This is an event that shows that they were prepared to take immediate action. Under such circumstances, secretly inviting an unknown person into one's home is an extremely dangerous act. Lacus is portrayed as a gentle character, but in the novel, she is also described as someone with the astute vision of a seasoned politician. What if in her brief interactions with Kira, she discerned his true nature and conveyed the details to Mayo? And what if Mayo understood not only that Kira bore the seed, but also recognized him as a highly skilled pilot? Given all this, it might not be so strange that despite the risks, Kira was brought to Lacus's side. Of course, Lacus doesn't adopt an attitude of forcing Kira to fight. As I mentioned earlier, her caring sentiments for Kira are genuine and from the heart. However, it's also true that Lacus needed executive ability to end the war. As Lacus herself has stated, ideas alone won't have an effect, and strength alone won't either. The answer lies in those words. Lacus Klein understands that just talking about ideals will not easily lead to peace. In fact, Lacus takes action by securing Zaft's latest warship, the Eternal, as a combat asset. She also arranges for troops led by the competent commander Andrew Waldfeld. Furthermore, her father, Sigurd Klein, is not merely an idealist. He understands that sometimes force must be used. This is discussed in the Gundam Seed Stray novel. Sigurd Klein had been protecting a small village on Earth, where nodules and coordinators lived in cooperation. Building a cooperative relationship between nodules and coordinators was ideologically unfavorable for Zacht, which was at war. Therefore, Zacht soldiers took action to attack the village using mobile suits. It was the mercenary guy Murakumo who countered the Zacht soldiers, taking their lives. And it was Sigurd Klein who had hired the mercenary. The Klein family had a stern belief that force should be used if necessary. After assessing Kiro's heart and gaining assurance that he was a trustworthy individual, Lacus decides to entrust the Freedom Gundam to him. Kira, a powerful pirate and a seat-bearer, was someone with strength. However, as stated in Lacus's words, mere strength is not enough. Lacus decided to hand over the Freedom Gundam to Kira because she was convinced that he was a person with trustworthy feelings. I feel like I understand who I should be fighting against, Kira says. At this moment, Lacus Klein shows a slightly surprised expression. Up until this point in the novel, Lacus is portrayed as a person who remains calm and unflappable. However, her expression clearly changes immediately upon hearing Kira's words. I feel that this might be the moment when Lacus begins to harbor romantic feelings for Kira. Again, this is just one of my personal interpretations. Lacus guides Kira to Zacht's mobile suit storage hangar. Before Kira's eyes appears a state-of-the-art Gundam. Its name is Gundam Freedom. This is a powerful mobile fighter from Neo-America that participated in the 7th Gundam fight. Oh, something's not right here. I apologize for the mistake in the information I provided. What actually appears before Kira is the Freedom Gundam. Kira feels disoriented by the contrast between the gentle Lacus he conversed with during his convalescence and the swift-acting Lacus he now encounters. "Who are you?" Kira can't help but blurt out these words. "I am Lacus Klein," she replies, and with that she entrusts the Freedom Gundam to Kira. And so, Kira takes off for Earth with the Freedom Gundam. The idea that Lacus Klein has the ability to see through human nature is a difficult element to capture adequately in the TV anime. Such aspects are more comprehensively explored in the novel version. I plan to delve into the nuanced elements of the Gundam Seed series as we approach the movie release. See you again in the next program.